Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're journeying back in time to the heart of ancient Persia to uncover the story of one of its most formidable and longest reigning monarchs, Shapur II, the great king of the Sasanian Empire. His life story isn't just a tale of battles and conquests. It's a saga of an empire's resilience, cultural flourishing, and the forging of an identity that would echo through centuries. Imagine this. The year is 309 AD. The mighty Sasanian Empire is in a precarious position. The previous king, Hormizd II, has died, and a succession crisis looms. The nobles seeking to control the throne have eliminated Hormizd's heirs one by one, but they have a plan. They take the royal crown and place it upon the womb of one of Hormizd's pregnant wives, declaring the unborn child the new king of kings. This is the legendary birth of Shapur II, a king crowned before he was even born. It's a dramatic start, but it perfectly sets the stage for the extraordinary reign that would follow. For the first 16 years of his life, Shapur ruled in name only. The real power was held by his mother, Hormizd, and a council of nobles. This period was a trial by fire for the young empire. Without a strong adult monarch on the throne, the Sasanian borders were vulnerable. To the east, nomadic tribes launched raids. In the south, Arab tribes from the Arabian Peninsula crossed the Persian Gulf, attacking the fertile coastal regions of Fars, the Sasanian heartland. The situation was dire, and the empire seemed to be teetering on the brink. The nobles who had orchestrated Shapur's ascension were proving incapable of defending the realm. But then, at the age of 16, Shapur too came of age. And he was not the puppet ruler the nobles might have hoped for. He was determined, intelligent, and possessed a burning desire to restore the honor and security of his empire. His first order of business? Dealing with the Arab raids that had plagued his people. Shapur didn't just repel the invaders, he launched a swift and decisive counter-offensive. He led his army across the Persian Gulf, pushing deep into the Arabian Peninsula. His campaigns were so thorough and relentless that they earned him a fearsome title among the Arabs, Dulaktaf, which means, he who pierces shoulders. This name came from his practice of disabling captured enemy leaders, a brutal but effective method of ensuring they could never lead raids again. He secured the empire's southern frontier and established a system of defenses, including the famous wall known as War-i-Tazigan, or Wall of the Arabs, to prevent future incursions. The boy king had become a warrior king. With the south secured, Shapur turned his gaze west to the empire's traditional and most formidable rival, the Roman Empire. The peace treaty signed decades earlier by his predecessor Narse had been a humiliation for the Sasanians, ceding vast territories and influence in Armenia and Mesopotamia. Shapur II was determined to reclaim what he saw as rightfully Persian. His ambition set the stage for a series of long and grueling wars that would define his reign and reshape the geopolitical landscape of the ancient world. The first of these wars erupted in 337 AD, just as the Roman Emperor Constantine the Great, the first Christian emperor, lay on his deathbed. Shapur saw his opportunity. He laid siege to the strategic fortress city of Nisibis, a key Roman stronghold in Mesopotamia, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Although he was ultimately unsuccessful in capturing the city during these initial attempts, these sieges demonstrated his persistence and military prowess. The wars against Constantine's son, Constantius II, were a bloody stalemate, a long war of attrition with battles raging across the Mesopotamian plains. Forts were taken and retaken, and both empires poured immense resources into the conflict. Shapur's strategy was to wear down the Romans, and he proved to be a master of a long-term game. While battling the Romans in the west, a new threat emerged from the east. Nomadic groups, including the Zeonites and the Kidarites, ancestors of the Huns, began to press against the Sasanian frontier in Central Asia. A lesser ruler might have been overwhelmed by a war on 2 fronts, but not Shapur. He made a tactical decision. He temporarily halted his western campaign to deal with the eastern threat head-on. Between 353 and 358 AD, he campaigned vigorously in the east. Rather than just defeating these tribes, he skillfully subjugated them and, in a brilliant diplomatic move, turned them into allies. The fearsome nomadic cavalry, once a threat, now became a valuable addition to the Sasanian army. This eastern campaign not only secured his borders but also provided him with fresh, battle-hardened troops for his ultimate goal. With the east pacified and his army bolstered by his new allies, Shapur returned to the Roman front in 359 AD with renewed vigor. This time, his campaign was a stunning success. He captured the heavily fortified city of Amida after a grueling 73-day siege, a major blow to Roman prestige. The tide was turning. The climax of his long struggle with Rome came with the arrival of a new, ambitious Roman emperor, Julian. Known to history as Julian the Apostate for his rejection of Christianity in favor of paganism, Julian launched a massive invasion of the Sasanian Empire in 363 AD, seeking a decisive victory to rival Alexander the Great. He marched his army all the way to the gates of the Sasanian capital, Ctesiphon. Shapur, however, refused to be drawn into a pitched battle on Julian's terms. He employed a scorched earth policy, destroying crops and flooding the land to bog down the Roman supply lines. As the Roman army, harassed by Persian skirmishers and running low on supplies, began a desperate retreat, Julian was mortally wounded in a cavalry clash. His death threw the Roman army into chaos. His successor, Jovian, found himself trapped deep in enemy territory with a demoralized army. He had no choice but to sue for peace. The resulting treaty was a monumental triumph for Shapur II. The Romans ceded all the territories east of the Tigris River that had been lost decades before, and they relinquished their influence over Armenia. Shapur had not only avenged the earlier humiliation, but had decisively shifted the balance of power in the east. He had restored the Sasanian Empire to its greatest extent and solidified its position as Rome's equal. Shapur's reign wasn't just about warfare. He was also a pivotal figure in the religious and administrative history of his empire. He was a devout follower of Zoroastrianism, the state religion of the Sasanian Empire. During his rule, he saw the rise of Christianity within his borders, which he viewed with suspicion, especially after the Roman Empire officially adopted it. He perceived Christians as a potential fifth column, loyal to the Roman emperor rather than to him. This led to a period of intense persecution, particularly after his wars with Rome began. While this is a dark chapter of his reign, from his perspective, it was a matter of state security. At the same time, he was instrumental in the final codification of the Avesta, the sacred texts of Zoroastrianism. This act standardized the religion and reinforced its central role in Persian identity, creating a powerful cultural and spiritual bulwark against Roman influence. Administratively, Shapur was a builder and a reformer. He founded several new cities, including Nishapur in the east and Erenshar Shapur Khwara in the south, which served as administrative centers and hubs for trade. These new foundations helped to integrate the vast empire and stimulate its economy. He continued the Sasanian policy of a centralized bureaucracy, ensuring that the empire, despite its diverse populations, was governed effectively from the capital. His long reign provided the stability needed for art, science, and architecture to flourish, contributing to the rich cultural legacy of the Sasanian period. Shapur II died in 379 AD after ruling for an incredible 70 years. From an infant king crowned in the womb to the vanquisher of a Roman emperor, his life was one of relentless ambition and remarkable achievement. He inherited a vulnerable state and transformed it into a superpower that commanded respect and fear from its rivals. He secured its borders, expanded its territory, and solidified its cultural and religious identity. His long and impactful reign is rightly considered a golden age for the Sasanian Empire, a testament to a leader who was not just born to be king, but who truly earned the title of the Great. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the life of Shapur II. If you enjoyed this journey into ancient history, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next exploration of the past. Let us know in the comments which historical figure you'd like to see us cover next. Until then, stay curious.